and Bitcoin is winding up for a big move. We're just about 7 hours away from the FOMC meeting where we finally most likely going to get that 25 base point rate hike. But what the market is now looking towards is, will we get a clue? Will we get set a path for how we head towards our rate pause? That is what the markets are looking for. That is what can trouble the markets as well. So we're going to break down the key levels. You can see Bitcoin right in front of me here is consolidating here on the daily chart. Going to give you the price targets, going to give you the key levels. Smash up likes. Don't forget to subscribe. As always, guys, you can see I'm traveling, but committed to giving you guys the updates nonetheless. So let's take a look at this move here first and foremost on Bitcoin. We can take a conservative measured move here and apply this down to this leg here. And if we take that measured move, if we were to look at that as a measured move to see how far can this move go, apply to the point of breakout, one thing you will notice is this straight away then brings you to the target of 32,500. That's a major level. But more importantly, what we need to then understand is in doing that move, what we then would have achieved on Bitcoin is we would have managed a higher low, right? You can see here what we're trying to do is we've not managed to get to 31, but we've managed to curl around. I'm going to show you this from another perspective, which is a little bit clearer. So if you look at this level here, when we got the 31, we then posted a low. We then went back up again, missed the 31. Now we're trying to rotate earlier. Okay, this level here, the dotted line at 27,700, so far has held a support, which is good. You've got a low and a higher low. That is what's then allowing us to form that triangle pattern, right? We're missing the higher highs, but we're forming higher lows. Fine, allows us to consolidate. Now, but we got to look at the other side. A triangle can break in both directions. Okay, yes, it can be a continuation pattern and break to the upside. I've just shared with you that price target. But it doesn't mean that it can't break to the downside. Probabilistically, it can as well. So if it breaks to the downside, then you want to look to the bottom of the wedge immediately. And the bottom of the wedge will bring you at another retest of 27,100. If you lose that trend, however, and if we post a low below this, then we could be heading for more pain. And that is when you start to look at where are the other levels. You've got 26,100 and then you've got 25,000. And those are the levels we're looking at. Now, one interesting advancement we do want to look at is let's bring out the EMA ribbon. And again, you're going to have to excuse the charts. They're a little bit messy here, but I want to keep them in there for a reason. Now, on the daily chart, you can see that we're holding our EMA ribbon. That's a good sign. We've gone into our EMA ribbon. We're holding it. We're creating higher lows for now. And that's a good trend. We can keep this uptrend going. Yes, it's very unlikely to be as steep as it was from here. We just rocketed from the 19,000 range all the way up to 31. But as long as we keep higher lows, we can keep uptrending. But remember, the higher lows have to have higher highs. If all of this is gibberish and you're not understanding what I'm saying, jars.uk/TA. You're going to spend a couple of hours there. It's free. Who's giving their TA calls for free? Nobody. Go watch it, and then all of this stuff and all the other TA videos are going to make more sense. Okay, so do yourself a favor, watch that couple of hours and all this stuff is going to make sense and you'll be able to spot the next moves and trade them. Speaking of which, if you want to trade with us, Bybit, Binance, those are the links in the description. They both support the channel. So if you trade there, it does support the channel. But again, you're getting some amazing bonuses if you use my links in the description. So that's important. So I'm looking at this level at 26,000. I'm looking at 25. Now, what is the catalyst going to be? There are two ways that today can go. And so if we look at this, you can see here that markets here are clearly going to be worried about whether the Fed signals a pause or otherwise, okay? So if we come into here, normally the debate is around, are we going to get a rate hike? Well, the market's pretty much priced in a rate hike, right? 87% of the market here are expecting we're getting 25 basis points. So getting 25 basis points today is not going to upset the market. Anything beyond 25 basis points, a 50 basis point shock hike, would upset the market. But the market is like, that's unlikely. I'm going to come on to why that's pretty much unlikely. It would be, a disaster for Jerome Powell to do that. Now, the other side of things would be to pause. And he can go ahead and pause. But that would then lead to a rally. If he pauses at this meeting, which is hugely unexpected, 12% of the market is expecting it here, that could lead to a rally because markets have not priced that in. Okay? Now, probabilistically, we're going to get 25 basis points. So let's now look to what happens after that. After we get that rate decision, after 30 minutes, Jerome Powell comes on. We'll live stream this together. I'm going to have to find somewhere to prop myself up and live stream that for you guys, so make sure you subscribe. Then, after that, he'll do his press conference. And in that press conference, we need to listen to the words he uses, the verbiage. Is he talking from a hawkish tonality or is he starting to become dovish? Hawkish is like, we need to keep going. Interest rate, inflation's still high. Labor market's still strong. We need to keep going. There could be more further rate hikes. That will tank markets. Expect Bitcoin to fall. Expect risks to rotate off. Markets won't be happy. The other side, oh, our work here is done. Language around the fact that inflation is calling, labor market is starting to soften, we're happy with it. We need to start discussing a potential pause. Then markets will be happy. So we need him to telegraph that he's going to pause after he does his today's 25 basis points in order for markets to feel positive. for markets to feel negative is if he keeps coming out hawkish and he suggests there are more rate hikes. Okay, because you need to look to the next meeting on June the 14th to see that 85% of the market have priced in that this is the last rate hike. Everybody keeps saying it, one in May and we're done, right? But what if he changes that? That's the script we need to follow. Now, we've got one thing working in our favor in terms of Bitcoin, and that is that the banking collapses. You had Silvergate, you had Silicon Valley Bank, you had Signature Bank, and now obviously First Republic as well. These are major failings, okay? Huge major failings, and Bitcoin's managed to do well off of the narrative of that. People don't feel their deposits are safe. They go look for somewhere decentralized, secure to place their money. Of course, imagine you had all your life savings in a bank, and for that bank to go under and suddenly you're only insured up to 250,000. Shocking, right? So people are starting to understand the narrative which we've been saying for ages. You need to hold your keys, and it's your coins, it's your money. You're taking control of your financial destiny. Now, that then plays into what Jerome Powell's doing, because if banks are collapsing and people are still warning of more after Silicon Valley Bank and Signature. I even said, it's on the record, I made videos where I said, I think there's going to be more. And you've had that, First Republic. Even then, there could still be more pain. This could just be the start of the banking crisis. How do we know who's trading insolvent or who's struggling in the background? There could be another big fish bank, right? And that's always in the back of my head. What if there is another big Lehman Brothers moment? How horrible would that be for the traditional markets? And can Jerome Powell justify continuing to raise rates when inflation is showing itself cooling down, labor market is trending in the right direction? Can he justify to continue increasing rate hikes and risking another banking collapse? So he's stuck in a bit of a tricky situation, and for that reason, most people are expecting him to make this the last one, and then he's done. And if he does say that, that can calm the markets, right? Because he needs to calm the markets. He needs to calm the markets who are panicking and taking their funds out of these banks, who are bank running, who are not investing in the stocks of these banks anymore, in the Dow, because they don't know where we sit. If you continue to raise interest rates, that's going to cause problems for these banks, okay? So that's what we're looking for here on the Bitcoin chart. Of course, you can look at the dollar index as well to get an understanding of where we're moving. We want the dollar index, as we covered off yesterday, to get rejected to the downside. So this is your dollar index. Let me show you this. You need this to get rejected, and we're seeing that today, which is fantastic. We spoke about that yesterday. It had a positive 4 days into the EMA ribbon. Now we need to have a couple of days sending it back down to the downside, and that will be the fuel behind Bitcoin doing the opposite, which is pushing to the upside. So good news here on Bitcoin so far, but we are trapped, right? We're showing good support at 27, which is great, the dotted line. That was holding the support all in this period here. It's holding support now, but we're also struggling to get past through 29 and definitely past 30 and 31. So still plenty of work to do here on the upside, and that is why we're consolidating in this triangle, and a big move is imminent. Guys, we appreciate this update. Smash up likes. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to set your reminder. I'm going to post the video that we're going to go live for the FOMC later on today. I will stream what Jerome Powell does and his press conference as well. Smash up likes. Go watch this video here, and I'll see you in the next one.